your graphics card hasn't been performing as good as it used to, repasting it might be the solution. So, to show just how hot my 580 gets, I ran firmark for about 10 minutes. As you can see, it reached well above 80 degrees, which for a graphics card like this, it's quite a bit toasty. To give context, a GTX 780 Ti blower model reached 75 to 74 degrees C, which isn't marginally better, but pretty sad when the dual fan 580 from XFX should be doing much better. Now, since it's really close to the 90s, it throttles the clock speeds, which in turn slows down the graphics card so it's not heating up as much to protect itself. This isn't ideal as the fans ramp up to nearly 100% and gaming performance gets affected significantly. If you're having this issue, repasting your graphics card might be the solution. So, you'll need an overheating graphics card, new thermal paste, a screwdriver for your card to disassemble it, something to remove the old paste, and the idea that you will be voiding your warranty if you do this. And if you're not careful, you may break your graphics card, so look up some graphics card disassembly videos to get a better idea if you want to do this and if you're comfortable with it. With that being said, let's get started. Start by turning off your PC and turning off the power supply if you can and unplug it. Remove the side panel of your PC by either removing the thumb screws or regular screws depending on your case. Put that somewhere safe. Now, disconnect the power cable from your graphics card if it has one by pinching the tab and pulling out. Unscrew the screws holding the graphics card up with a Phillips head screwdriver and put them somewhere safe. Now, push the tab at the end of your PCI Express slot that looks like this, your graphics card is in, and pull it out like so. Now, if you have a Founders Edition card from NVIDIA or even AMD, this assembly will be pretty lengthy, so look up a tutorial video for your card so you know what you're getting into. My graphics card is an XFX RX 580, and all I need to do is remove the screws on the back, and I'll have access to the bare PCB. When removing the cooler, which will have 4 screws in a square arrangement somewhere, be sure to unscrew them in a cross pattern so you evenly distribute pressure. You don't want to crack the GPU as it's exposed with no IHS covering it, so be mindful of that. Once you figure out how to disassemble your card, very gently separate the cooler with the PCB. It may take some time, but ease into it as if you just yank it off. You risk ripping various SMDs that are crucial to your graphics card, so slow and steady wins the race here. Once you remove the cooler from the card itself, we can move on to the fun stuff. First, use some isopropyl alcohol or nail polish remover and gently clean off the old paste from the cooler and the die. Be gentle. If you push too hard, the die may crack, and once that happens, your card will never work again, so don't put too much force. Let the cleaning solution do all the work. Once that's finished, get some thermal paste. If you don't want to go looking for what's the best thermal paste, Arctic MX4 is a very popular and good performer, but I'll be using some GD900 thermal paste I got from China. Thermal paste is what allows a hot part like the GPU to make better contact with the heatsink. Without it, thermal performance will be pretty terrible, and if you get bad paste, it will also affect things negatively. Anyways, since the die is exposed on the GPU and it doesn't have a metal IHS covering it, you need to make sure you cover the entire GPU. Apply a small pea-sized dot in the center, or to be sure you get it entirely covered, use a card or maybe your finger and spread a little bit of paste across the surface of the GPU. Once you get it covered, wipe off any excess and carefully place the cooler onto the card, being careful not to move it around too much. Once all the screw holes are lined up, repeat the steps you used to disassemble the graphics card backwards, remembering to screw the screws that are in a square in a cross pattern. Now on your PC, push back the tab on the PCI Express slot you originally worked with, install your graphics card by pressing firmly until it clacks into place, screw it into the case with the screws earlier, plug in the power cable if needed. Remember, it only goes in one way. Reinstall your side panel and screw it in secure. Plug in your display cable to your graphics card. I'm using HDMI. Plug in your power cable to the power supply, and if needed, turn it on. With all that done, let's boot up my PC and see how the repaste did. I ran firmark for 10 minutes like I did earlier, and the results are pretty promising. The temps did start to go up, but this is the worst case scenario for the card, and the fans were a lot quieter, but definitely not silent. Doing more graphics intense tasks like gaming shouldn't be an issue, as it's not going to throttle or slow down. Hopefully this will improve gaming performance, acoustics, and temperature of your graphics card. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you did enjoy the video, hit that like button, but if not, you know where to go. While you're there, consider subscribing to the channel and enable notifications for more quality tech videos. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.